A new UiPath robot control from Slack. That's interesting. Let's see this. Hello, I'm a UiPath robot and you can control it from Slack. Okay, let's give some parameters. Param 1 and say hello. Param 2, let's say test. And param 3, let's say YouTube. Param 3, YouTube. And what he say? He say that he wants start. Enter, and the UiPath robot starts, and we will have an answer on our Slack. And this is the answer from the robot. Okay, so hello everyone. My name is Cristian Negulescu, and you know me for a lot of integration with UiPath, the connector for Salesforce, ServiceNow, Jira, and so on. Last time I did the Microsoft Teams, and a lot of people contact me after this stuff with Microsoft Teams, and I decided to say, okay, how hard can it be to create the same stuff from Slack? So basically, we write something on the Slack, and we start a new UiPath robot on the UiPath cloud, and the robot will do the job, execute all the stuff, the heavy lifting, and then he will transmit back the result to our Slack system. Okay, so let's see what we need for today. So the video will be split on chapters, we'll developing and so on and installing. First is the tools. For the tools, we need Node.js. Yeah, so you have to go and install Node.js on your PC. Yeah, download Node.js. Then for Node.js editor, I use Visual Studio Code. Yeah, so I install Visual Studio Code to be able to work with Node.js. And will you have this package? So this package is SlacksBots API, and this is a very, very powerful package. You find it on the GitHub. We use this package today. Okay, now on the and we have here some examples how to use it. Good. First step is to I will not use the UiPath Slack, so I will use I will create a Slack basically. I will create a new account. So I will go to Slack here on Slack, and I will create a new workspace. Yeah, and after I create this workspace, so basically you put an email, he will give you some code on the email. You add the code, and that's it. Yeah. So I'll have my own workspace. Here is test robot Christian. Now I need to create the Node.js application. Yeah, to be able to create the Node.js application, I will start with a folder. With very simple. Yeah, I will go on my PC on C drive, and I will create a folder, and I will call this folder bot. Okay, I will say bot 2. Yeah, because I have already bot 1. Good. Now I will start the. Let's start a new one. Visual Studio Code. Okay, I will say open a folder. I will say open a folder, and I will open my folder bot2. Yeah. Oh, it was on C, and it was an empty folder, if you remember, and it was bot2. Okay, and I will say select folder. Good. On this one, I will say that I want a new terminal. Good. I want a new terminal. Now I have to make an initialization. So I will say npm init. Okay. And this will make an initialization of the, we'll say package name will be bot2, version will be 1, description will be test UiPath bot. Okay, entry point and in the index.js, test command, I don't need, author Christian. Okay, license, it's okay, yes. Okay, good. So we have the package. Inside here of the package, I will put here, say start, and we'll say node will be index.js. Okay, good. Let's save this stuff. Remember to save the file. It's really important. Here, I will create my package. So I'll create the file. Will be index.js. Yeah. Okay. in this one, because I will use REST API, I need also some other package. So I need to install, remember that I talk about this package. To be able to install this package and to be able to install, if you remember my video with Node.js, we need an XML HTTP request to make them HTTP request. I will go and send this command, yeah? So the command will be like this inside of the bot2. I will say npm I install SlacksBots and XML request. So the system will install on that folder all the stuff for me. Okay, good, done. Now, from where we start? We start from this one. So remember that we go on the GitHub. I will provide you the link for this one. And here the developer give us an example, yeah? So I will copy paste this example, and this will be our starting point. Okay, so here you have an example how to do a lot of stuff. But let's say here that is not a cat, it's a robot face, yeah. And let's say just we take a group, yeah. So you can post on a user, you can post on. But we'll test just to post on a group, yeah. Okay, done. He will say, hello, UiPath. Hello, I'm an UiPath robot. Okay. And now we need to configure the this one. We'll call it UiPath Robo. Like this, UiPath Robo, yeah? We call it UiPath Robo, and here I have to go to this link and configure this application, yeah? So I will say the name will be UiPath Robo, yeah? So I will add my name on the, so this will make an, this will create a bot that will be on my application, and I get this token. Okay, and I get this token, and this token I will put it here on the token. Here I say delete and done. Okay, good, and hit save. Control S, Control S. So take a look here. I can put an image, I can put, it's not, I don't do all the, when I say save integration, I will find here a UiPath Robo, yeah? Good. So I have configured the basic stuff for the system to tell me a robot face and to make a hello. Let's see if it's working. So let's say here, npm start, and we'll take a look here, and we see hello, I'm UiPath robot. Okay, now let's see the other way. So if I write something on the Slack, let's see that my Node.js code will intercept this. So I will say Control C to stop it. And here I have the function that will put will just display something on the start. Let's put a function that will do something when a message is coming. So when a message is coming, I will say that I want to display this this message in the log. Yeah. So I will intercept the message that is coming, and I will display this on the log. Let's hit save. And after I hit save, let's start again the Node.js, the project, and hello, UiPath robot, and let's say something test check console, and if I go back here, okay, I don't display something. Let's let me I know, very simple. It's very simple. This guy is not part of the channel, so let me invite him. let's invite UiPath Robo, because I work on a channel. I can write him privately, yeah. So I invite in UiPath Robo because I just make a test on the channel. So let's say test console, yeah. And if I take a look here, test console, good. And I can write also directly to him. So I can go and say, hello, UiPath Robo. Hello UiPath Robo. Like this. And we'll see this on the console, yeah? We'll see this on the console. Good. So we get also data from the Slack, yeah? We see when it's starting, it say hello to us. We get data from it. So we have the beginning, yeah? The beginning with working with Slack. Let's stop it. Now, let's jump to the other part of the system. So we have the basic for the stack. Let's remember that for the Node.js, I have a video, yeah, where I show how to start from Node.js. As usual, I will put all the code from this project. I will put it on the GitHub, and you will be able to download for free the code from GitHub from here, yeah. I have already the project, and I will explain what we'll do, yeah. Remember, on the one with Microsoft Teams, I have a process team where I provide him some parameters. So the process that will start will want 3 parameters, param1, param2, param3, yeah? And we'll have an output parameter. And the UiPath process, the only thing that will do is make a concat between these parameters and put an X between all the parameters, yeah? That's the idea, just to show you that the system is able to call the process. You can put what you want inside of your UiPath processes, yeah? Good. To be able to get you know, you want the release key of the process, remember that I have multiple videos. Basically, you send a message with the name of the process. So you put here on the parameters, you put the name of the process teams, and you get the release key. Okay. I have a lot of videos where I explain how to get this release key. So now let's see the code. So we focus now on the code that start a new UiPath robot, yeah? Let me close this one. Let's make this bigger, and let's explain the code that will start a new UiPath robot. And we'll test this code to start a new UiPath robot, and then we'll combine the code that starts a new UiPath robot with the code that is communicated with Slack, yeah? So for starting the UiPath robot, remember that I need this XML HTTP request for the making REST API. I will decline some variables that I want to see that the job is starting and so on, and we'll need the job ID. So first, I will do the authentication. I need the authorization key, and I put my refresh token, client ID, and so on, and I get the authorized key. So after I get the response, I will get the access token here. So object access token. After I extract the access token, I need to start the process, yeah? And for starting the process with parameters, remember that I showed you multiple videos how to start process with parameters. So basically, I will provide the release key that we talked earlier, strategy all, and I will put input parameters will be test YouTube, let's say test YouTube, and then will be input parameters, it's video on live video on 45, yeah, will be 45. Okay, and then will be parameters, last param. Okay, yeah, and then I will send a message to so I will send a message with starting the job. Next, I will provide the access token to this message, and after I send this message, if the answer is good, I will say that the job is started true, so I have this variable, and I will extract the job ID. So I get the response, and on the response, I will say object value ID, and I will get the job ID, yeah? Next, I need to build a loop. So I need to stay on a loop for this stuff. Let me check, because I have on a desktop, I think I have on the desktop a picture with this. No, I don't have it. So the idea is, no, we'll take a look here on the loop. So the procedure is like this: get the authorization token, get the process release that I showed you, start the process, wait in a loop for the process status to be succeed, and then read the output. Yeah. So these are the steps that you need to do on the on your system to be able to get the response of the UiPath robot. So now we are on the this step. Let's go back. So I need to stay on a loop. So I will stay here. If the job is started, I will say, I'm not an expert on Node.js, so I will say that I will test for from 5 seconds to 5 seconds for 1 minute. I will test the result of the job. Yeah, and I call this procedure. And on this procedure, I say if the value is different from succeed, I say that the value first is empty. Yeah, or I initialize with running. Yeah. So send this command. I will send a command and I will say, please give me the status with the job ID, this job ID. Yeah. So please give me the status with that job ID. After I get the status with the job ID, I will go and extract the state. And I will say that this state should be lowercase. And I will check if the state will start with succeed, then I will display the argument. Yeah. So I will display the response of the robot. Okay. So let's run this one to see what's happened. So this is just the part where the Node.js it's calling an orchestrator process, and then he will check the status of the process, and then he will see if the result. Yeah. So let's say here node and run to JS. Okay, run. So I get the job ID and I should get string request, and this is my response. Yeah, test video live separate. Yeah, it was the data that I put there, or the data that remember, I don't save it. Remember on because it was test YouTube live video on 8:45. Let's Control S. It's very important. Not forget to save. Yeah. So here we'll say Control C. Then we'll see node run to JS. Okay. And we can check also on the orchestrator. You can see that the process was running, and here we can see the logs on the orchestrator because he's also making some logs. View logs, and I want to see just the info logs. It's starting, and I think I don't display on the logs. It's just assigning and so on. And let's go back to this one, and you can see arguments. It was test YouTube live on 2045 and last parameter, which I write it wrong. So here I have the code that is calling the UiPath robot. Good. And now let's see how we merge these two codes to work. Yeah. So we'll come back to a code that is working also with Slack, and we'll see what we have. So we initialize the variables, yeah, and here we initialize the SlacksBots, we initialize the XML HTTP request. I have some variables for parameters for access token and so on. Then I will do here the authorization with the orchestrator, and I will get the authorization key. I will do it externally here, yeah, and I get the access token. After I do the access token, I create the bot with what we did. We extract the token, we put the name, then we have the events. I have on start, I will put an hello, I'm a new UiPath robot, please provide me parameter 1, 2, 3. Okay. When I get a message, so when I have a message on the Slack, I will say that I have this function that will handle the message. And I will say data text, yeah? If it's an error, we'll put on the console. Here on the handling message, I will put some conditions, yeah? And I will say, if the message is including to lower, it's include starts and the length is 5, it's exactly start, then I will start the robot. So I will have param1, param2, param3, and I will call the robot. Else, if the message is start with param, I will save param. So I will extract the substring, I will remove param1, and I will save the param1. I save the param2, and so on. So I filter my parameters, yeah? This is just for testing. You can develop here on Node.js what rules you want for your interface to work with Slack, and then when you call the robot, you call just the information that you want for the robot, yeah? And then I will call the UiPath robot. So I will say start the robot, start the job, and I will provide him param1, param2, param3. On the HTTP request, after I start the job, I will extract the job ID. And then if the job is started, I will stay on this loop. And on this loop, I will check the status. And I will check the status of the process, yeah? If the status is starting with success, if it's not starting with success, I continue to do this. If it's starting with success, I will not continue to do this. So I'll ask, give me the status of the job with that ID. After I get the status, I will get the state, yeah? So I will extract from here job value state, and I will extract the state. If state is starting with successful, then I will respond back to Slack, yeah? So I will extract the output argument. So I will extract the output arguments, and then I will remove the first stuff on the output argument. I'll make a trim on this one, and I will respond on that channel to the Slack with my response of the robot, okay? So let's run this one and see what's happened. So run, not run, sorry, new terminal. Okay, npm start. It's okay. Let's go to Slack. I will be here on the general. Hello, I'm a UiPath robot. Provide me the parameter 1, 2, 3, and so on. So let's see. Param1. Test YouTube. Param2, param2. Live on 3:53, yeah? Okay. Param3. Hello, UiPath. Okay, good. So I give you the parameters and I say start. Then the UiPath robot, the UiPath orchestrator will understand all this stuff and execute the robot, do a lot of stuff, and then the UiPath orchestrator will send me the response. In my case, like I said, it's just a test stuff to show you the interaction. So the robot responds to me that test YouTube live and so on. Exactly the procedure that I have on my robot. But think about that, the robot can do very complex stuff on the orchestrator. So in this way, you can have an integration between Slack and UiPath. So basically, from Slack, you can have, you can control a UiPath robot that will provide you answers, as usual. If you have questions, search for my channel. So go to my channel, search for the more videos, and ask me questions on what else you want to see on my video channel, and ask me questions on what can I do for you, help you with UiPath integration. Thank you very much for watching, and as usual, stay safe. Have a good one.